Brand, more like garbage. I was gonna say bland, but TV Scan already did that joke, so I can't take. Okay. Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another Friday and another casual champion review. Where today we're going over Keegan Road, otherwise known as Brand. I feel like it's funnier when I encounter him. I mean, a lot of people got nicknames for champions. I like just calling him Keegan because that's just some guy. This is like this world-ending apocalyptic fireman, but nah, that's Keegan. That's my boy Keegan. We go bowling on Thursdays. You know what else we do on Thursdays? I look at the fan art channel. I see this stuff. And it's amazing. There's so much this time. Grant, I think that's because there's some extra Blitzcrank ones from last week that were submitted a little bit late, but I like to include them anyway because I want to show the work that you fellas do because it's really cool. So much brand stuff this time, though. You guys' creativity never ceases to make me smile. So yeah, thank you again, fellas, last week as well for all the kind words. It turns out, I thought this whole time I just had some random flu bug. I took a COVID test, same as my mom, and we both, it was positive for both of us. So that explains why my throat was feeling so awful for so long. But thankfully, I have my vaccines, all that stuff. I'm not really feeling any long-lasting side effects. Everything seems to be back to normal. I have an occasional cough, like maybe, 2 to 3 times a day now, but that beats 2 to 3 times every 2 seconds. But enough about me. What about Mr. Keegan Road? Well, that's his actual name. At least it was back when he was but a wee Freljordian land up in the Freljord. Shocking. His mother was a healing mage, and his father was a reaver, which I think is supposed to mean that it's one of the Winter's Claw members, but I don't remember which tribe Brand actually belonged to. It might just have been like an isolated tribe or something. But because his father was a reaver, nobody paid any respects to his family, and they shunned his mother and himself for it. I believe they called him like the reaver bastard or something. Even though her mom was like the healer mage of the tribe. They just didn't care. So when his mom eventually dies, because, they're out in the Freljord and they're not getting a lot of stuff for themselves, Keegan is furious and in a fit of rage decides to burn down the village, basically. So that's foreshadowing for his future. I do want to point out, though, it mentions specifically, I'll bring this up, that Keegan poured gasoline on the floor. I guess it didn't cross my mind that a gasoline existed in the League of Legends universe. Maybe like in Noxus, but it telling me the people in Freljord just got canisters of gasoline sitting around. It kind of caught me by surprise. So anyway, Keegan runs off into the snowy tundra trying to find his way in the world, hopefully to find his father or a friend. And when he's on his deathbed, he's discovered by none other than Rise, the Rune Mage. And Rise kind of takes pity on Keegan in a way and takes him on as his apprentice. Yeah, so Rise kind of took pity on Keegan and was like, maybe I should help this kid. I could train him to take up my mission when I inevitably pass away. Which would turn out to be a very not wise decision and would impact Rise's decision-making for the rest of his life. Because Brand wasn't exactly the most stable child, evident by the fact that he burned down his entire hometown to get revenge on really only a few people that wronged him. It doesn't help as well, Rise wasn't really too occupied with actually trying to teach Keegan about how to handle the world rune powers should he come into contact them with. He's more concerned about actually keeping them out of harm's reach in general. God damn it. And Rise's fears would come to pass as when they eventually came into contact with a world rune, or a fragment of one, I think. And Keegan fell to temptation. He couldn't turn away. It was the power was too much. It was too promising. And the world rune literally burns his body away until there's nothing left but the vengeful spirit known as Brand. And that part always confused me. So I don't know if it's actually still Keegan in there somewhere. If it's like warped Keegan, like maybe it's like a Smeagol Golem kind of situation where it is the same person, but just warped by the power of the magical artifact. Or if Brand is just an entirely new entity and Keegan's gone. That's what his old lore was anyway. It was some random pirate guy or something came into contact with facility or something, a cave holding the spirit Brand, and now it inhabited, it infected him, and took over his body, but I guess they wanted to retcon that because it's a little bit similar to how the Darken operate. And now Brand is at the end of the road for storytelling anyway, because the rest of his goal was he just wants the world runes to burn the world, I guess. There's not really much else to him after that point. They haven't done much with him. Granted, that little retcon that they gave him something, because before, that's all he was. He was just big fire, spirit man, burn world, fire, flames, death, destruction, hell. Yep. Very, very bland vanilla character, which goes hand in hand with how the rest of him is in every other capacity. But at least now, even if his story has met a dead end in recent times, he at least has a story, you know? I gave the comic another read over before playing this game just to get a little bit of refresher in my mind, and I realized that, like, of course the comic was more about Rise. I think that was the intention. And I kind of came to the realization that Brand is not supposed to be a main character. They tried to make him a rival to Rise in a way, you know, in the same way how, like, you'd have Spider-Man and the Green Goblin. You know, the Green Goblin's not gonna be really the main focus. It's supposed to be about Rise. It's the Rise story. Brand is meant to symbolize the consequences of Rise's past actions in a way, or a reflection of what Rise could have become, right? Brand's more used to enhance other characters' stories than have a really compelling story himself, and that's fine for like a side character. The problem with League of Legends is that you have to try and make... Oh. Jungle Nino, thank you. You have to try and make Brand a main character too, and he just doesn't really work as one. It doesn't help that he kind of just looks like shit. I can't even view the model right now, but Brand is just a fire guy. There's not really anything else to him. I mean, his skin looks charred, like it's basic. I get it. Like, it's supposed to be his body was burned away and there's not much left, so he's gonna look like a fiery corpse, I guess, until Wild Rift comes along and gives him that Olay brand sponsorship deal, smooth out his skin. God damn it, Zach. I just feel like the concept of someone fully corrupted by the power of the world runes could look a lot more interesting than just charred corpse. I don't know. And the thing is, he burned away everything. Everything's gone. Nothing remains except his pants. I can't believe I'm saying this, but like, why does he shouldn't have pants. He shouldn't have anything. Why? How did the... Are we going off of, like, Hulk logic, I guess? But at least, like, Hulk, he wears them stretchy pants, right? But Brand, his body's on fire. On top of the pants, he's also got these ridiculous belts. Like, why? Why do you have 6 belts? They're not even keeping your pants up. The point of belts is you put them around your waist so it keeps your pants up. Why are you putting belts around your thighs, Brand? Why 6 of them? You'd think that would just make the pants burn faster. Surely I won't die for just taking 1 turret plate, right? The problem is they're never going to update Brand because, yeah, his design is a horribly missed opportunity and could be amazing. The problem is, compared to a lot of other champions, like if you look at even, you know, the ones that are getting ASU like Teemo or Lee Sin, or champions like Malphite or LeBlanc or any of those champions, they weren't released. They were released a lot earlier than Brand. I think Brand was like 2011, 2012. So he looks quite outdated, but not as outdated as those others. Would I like Brand to get a redesign? Absolutely. It's just not going to happen in League. I think the only hope that Brand really has of getting a proper redesign will probably be in Legends of Runeterra. Maybe something like Master Yi or like Jax, where they can really enhance that world Rooney aspect to him instead of just being Corpse Man. But I don't really know. And to be honest, I wouldn't really be hyped about Brand coming to Legends of Runeterra, even in spite of getting a redesign. Mostly because, you know, we don't have Nunu yet. We don't have Volibear yet. Even Olaf is more of an interesting character than Brand is, I think, because I just really like Olaf's story. Oh my god, Nico's disguised the minion! She missed. Don't worry, Nino. I'll save you. Can I have 1 kill? Can I... You know, I played Brand mid with the intention that I'm actually going to get kills and not just be beta support Brand, but like at this rate, I basically am support Brand. I I have no kills, man, but I have 50% KP. I will say, if you are looking to see what a more runic-inspired, magic-y brand would look like, check out Subjectively's video. The design that Jack and Claire came up with was, oh, it's amazing. I'll leave the video link in the description, but I'll put the design up on screen here because I really enjoy it. I think brand as a concept is very hard to make interesting or unique in a way. A bit like Malphite, right? Because brand is fire guy in the same way that Malphite is rock golem. Like, those ideas have been done a million billion times. There's no way you're ever going to make something truly unique and truly one of a kind. There's going to be inspirations there, but I think the take that Subjectively had was really cool and really interesting. I think the half mask especially really, it's such a good way to visually demonstrate like how torn he is between worlds, like the chaotic nature of what he has become and the bit more human-y side. I really like it. You know what I don't really like about Brand though? His gameplay. Wow, look how much fun I'm having. I love mages, okay? Mages are one of my favorite classes in the game. I love me some AP kog'maw. I love me some Ivern. I love me some Lilia. I like vel'koz. I like Swain. There's plenty of Nico even. I've yet to play the Nico rework though. I think I should. I love mages because I think they are one of the most satisfying classes of champions in the game. Landing that full combo feels so good and so satisfying. Ow! But Brand, just nothing about him feels satisfying. I don't even know how to describe it. The flow of his abilities feel very slow and sluggish, and like they don't fit together properly. It's just not satisfying. And some people love Brand. Good on them. It's not satisfying to me. It's not fun. If I'm gonna pick a mage, like a bursty mage, even a burn one, I'm just gonna pick Lilia. Lilia is so much more fun. You speed, you zoom, you land the sleep, you get the big bonk, you throw the bowling ball. Like, so much more fun than I'm gonna walk at them slowly, 2 point and click abilities. Maybe he'd be more satisfying with better animations if you got like a visual update or something, but again, that's never happening, and I don't even know if that would fix the problem. Oh my, can I get 1 kill? 1. I literally support Brand in the mid lane. He doesn't even look horrible is the thing. There's plenty of champions who look infinitely worse than he does. He's just, I mean, it's poetic. His name is Brand because that, again, I wish I could have used that title for this video, but he's just bland. He's boring. But every time they update this character, they try and make him easier. I guess, again, because it's probably very vanilla. But I remember when they did the big mage update, they made it so that every time you hit all 3 of your abilities, it does the big fire spin circle around everyone. And then a little while back, they added it so that he can bounce his ult off his own self instead of it having to bounce off of enemies. Probably a quality of life thing, but again, just like you press the ult button and there you go. Massive damage in the fight. It feels so effortless that I feel like I'm on autopilot. At least with Annie or Anavia, I feel like there's some decisions I have to make, but with Brand, I'm not thinking. I'm just, here's my ult button. Look at it go. Wow. Look at all that damage I dealt. I didn't even do anything. Can I get 1 kill, please? Please, 1 kill. Let me kill the cat, please. Now I know how Keegan feels. This world sucks. And now they're dead. I got a kill. Can I get 2? Give me kill, please. Oh, please. Oh, man. Okay. Well, at least, can I get the cannon, Nico? Thank you, Nico. I am going to game end this world and then myself. Doesn't help his voice lines are super outdated. He's still one of the, however many champions. Who says, I thought Cho'Gath, Nocturne, Misfortune, Brand are the ones that immediately come to mind that still mention the summoners. How there's anything like that in the game still is beyond me, but we've learned with Varus and Nidalee that Riot's only ever going to update champion voice lines if it's to help promote a new champion. Which, I don't know if you guys have listened to Varus's new voice lines, by the way. They were fantastic. I am very pleased. LOR mention, we got Zolani name dropped. That was pretty awesome. Now that I think about it, though, Brand is in the exact same situation Varus was, where his voice lines, his current ones anyway, don't match his story at all. They match the previous version before he got retconned. Like, nothing about playing Brand in League of Legends right now would tell you what his story actually is. That's a shame, because again, it's probably the only good thing about him. Okay, no, I lied. Brand does have another good thing about him. I was gonna say he has a really good selection of skins, and now I think about it, no. He broke the cycle, if I remember correctly, of prestige skins. We were on a roll with prestige. We had like Ascended Pantheon and Space Groove Lulu and Dragomancer Volley. All really, really nice prestige skins that actually changed the model and made a significant improvement to the base skin. And then Debonair Brand Prestige comes out and it's just the normal skin but gold. Like, we're back to Aatrox now. What happened? Brand doesn't have very many good skins at all, but he does have 2. And obviously Zombie Brand is great, but that's a legendary skin. It's very much helped by the animations. But this might come as a shock too, because I feel like me and Skyen tend to agree on a lot of things in terms of character design and skin quality and stuff. I think we have very similar viewpoints. I think one of the things I always think of where we differ the most is our opinion on the Battle Boss skins, because he really doesn't like the Battle Boss skins. On the other hand, I fucking love them. I think Battle Boss Brand, if Zombie Brand didn't exist, Battle Boss would be his best one. I think it is such a different take on the character, making this goofy, the big ass smile, the X, the gun arms. Like, that's perfect. Like, the Mega Man gun arms is so perfect for Brand, because he's just shooting fireballs and Hadoukens and stuff. I love it so much. I love that whole line of Battle Pass, actually. I love the polygonal version of Malzahar, kind of calling back to Star Fox in a way. I love Brand is Mega Man and Ziggs is Bomberman. Like, I really like that whole line of skins. I think they're very goofy and silly and creative. It's exactly what I think of when I think of arcade. I think they're a perfect complement. Much better than Yasuo and Kiana, which is just, we slap some arcadey things onto these champions. I guess I'd like to see some stuff for him in the future, but it's weird. It's not like a Mumu or Anavia or Ashe or like many other champions we've talked about on this series that are outdated and need some help. I wouldn't be opposed to Brand getting an update, to getting a visual update or some more story, but I wouldn't be overly bothered if he didn't get anything. Is that weird? I don't care. He's like a C-list villain, basically. He's like, would you care if anything happened to Metallo from Superman? I mean, I wouldn't personally. He's just robot man with kryptonite. That's how I feel with Brand. Maybe it's fine to leave him as is. Again, maybe he's more a tool to enhance Ryze's story than for him to be a main character. Which is a shame to leave a League of Legends champion like that, but I mean, just look at Rek'Sai or many other Void monsters. They're just monsters. They're just goobers. I'm not really sure how this game is gonna go, considering Yorick thinks we're in an LCS game and is pinging like mad. I'm gonna assume this game is gonna go on for another 10 minutes, which is a shame because I've run out of things to say about this character. So, I guess, let's cut to the end and see what happens. Yeah, we lose. Such is the life of Keegan Road. Everything sucks. Oh, Gwen's cool. All right. Ow. You know, I didn't die at least. Keegan lives another day going into his slumber. All right, fellas. Thank you for watching this casual champion review. I'll see you next week for Brum. It's going to be fun. All right. See you. Woo.